Thank you, Justin. On behalf of everyone at SMMT, welcome to Connected 2019. Yes, it has been 2 years. Yes, I feel older, and I'm sure I look a damn sight older, but a lot of what we've been doing in the past 2 years, is trying to keep pace with what's happening globally and trying to make sure that we're not just focused on Brexit. And I think that will be borne out today. Now, since we last met, there's been a huge amount of developments. The developments in the UK and in the global industry have been extraordinary. Just looking at the UK, we now have autonomous shuttles at Milton Keynes and Greenwich, on-road testing of level 4 autonomous cars in the Midlands, and there's 2 on display outside, which I invite you to go and look at, a self-driving bus pilot in Manchester, and even autonomous supermarket delivery trials here in London. And of course, the government's undertaking the biggest review of transport regulation in a generation. Really, really exciting times. But the challenges and the challenging times for us, this is for an industry which has been built on the internal combustion engine. It's been built on personal car ownership and a business model that has remained broadly the same for decades. Now, technology, as we know, is the great disruptor. And companies that ignore technology are doomed to decline. Even household names, from Kodak to Comet, Borders bookstores to Blockbuster Video. Technology played a key part in their demise. So no wonder automotive companies are no longer mere manufacturers, but are now becoming mobility providers. So today, we'll look at the future, to the innovation and opportunities being created in mobility, and of course, the role the UK is playing in this global race. We all want the UK to succeed. It will bring jobs, it will bring economic growth and improvements across all of society. And on this, industry and government are united. Now, we don't always see eye to eye with government, and the recent developments in the House over the road and the uncertainty that besets business right now is probably evidence of that. But the issues we're looking at today are global issues, and the UK has to move quickly. We've already lost valuable time, investment, and yes, something of our global standing, given what's been going on in the past 2 or 3 years. Now, we planned this connected event some 18 months ago, and we thought Brexit would be clearer and we could focus on something positive, get onto the front foot. It just shows the dangers of forecasting politics, never mind technology. Now, there is a Brexit angle to the topic here today. Our relationship with Europe is critical, not just for manufacturing and trade, but, for instance, the transfer of data and services, for the alignment of regulation and interoperability. And we want to continue to work with our partners across Europe and indeed beyond. But we'll park Brexit there and look at where the UK is now. Now, over a year ago, the Chancellor announced that there would be autonomous vehicles on UK roads by 2021. Since then, over £500 million has been invested in connecting autonomous vehicle R&D. We are home to more than 80 collaborative projects, 4 major test beds, 3 more test sites for highways, rural and parking. More than £740 million committed to full fibre broadband and the essential 5G testing that's required. However, the game changer will be taking the technology from the testing to the people. That needs strong foundations, supportive regulation, comprehensive infrastructure, and an attractive market. Now, today, we're delighted to launch with Frost & Sullivan a new report which demonstrates the UK is a front runner in all of these areas. We're the first country in the world to pass legislation for autonomous vehicle insurance. We have the world's most comprehensive review of the necessary road transport regulation. And surprisingly, more miles that can be driven autonomously than in any other country, rural, urban, and motorway. In China, for instance, it's 1 in 12 miles driven. It has the potential to be automated. In Germany, it's 1 in 10. In the UK, 1 in every 5 miles could be driven without a driver. Of course, challenges remain. How to enhance data sharing and yet protect through cyber security. How to develop the digital infrastructure to enable vehicles to communicate with the infrastructure and with each other. And the need for aligned regulation and seamless systems so that we can cooperate globally. If we overcome these, the prize is huge. Over the next decade, a gradual rollout of truly autonomous vehicles has the potential to stop 47,000 serious accidents, save 3,900 lives, and create 420,000 new jobs across all sectors in the UK alone. And it will give us back almost a full working week in saved commuting time. That adds up to some £62 billion to the economy's bottom line by 2030. Achieving this means venturing out of our traditional comfort zones, forging new partnerships with often unfamiliar players in this new mobility ecosystem. But this is where the UK is at its best. Government and industry working together, automotive, tech, telecoms, transport, infrastructure, energy, insurance, legal, academia. None of us is as good as all of us. We need to bring together the best ideas, the best experience, and the best brains. So that's what today is about. We've got world-leading experts from Aston Martin, Toyota, BMW, Bosch, Mercedes-Benz trucks, and Volvo trucks, NVIDIA, 5AI, to name but a few, as well as the people who run our cities, those responsible for creating the environment in which this tech will operate. As you will see today, automotive is far from a sunset industry. It is constantly evolving and adapting. There will be new entrants, and there are already disruptors. But there are also technology leaders here in the UK who will be part of what is an exhilarating future. So as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, a huge amount going on in the UK, and that's really what we want to see develop even more in the future. Thanks very much.